Hey yo, what is up, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody? It is me, Godzilla, in my evolved form again. And welcome, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, to the SpaceX Starship 10th Orbital Test Flight live event video on Godzilla King underscore 1954 to 23. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. Welcome, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, to the SpaceX Starship 10th Orbital Test Flight live event video on Godzilla King underscore 1954 to 23. And yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, this is our 107th Godzilla King underscore 1954 to 23 YouTube video on our YouTube channel. And guess what, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody? It is October 2025, which means we are now in the Halloween spooky season month, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. Currently, by the time of recording this video, it is October 29th, 2025, and Halloween Eve is tomorrow on October 30th. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, it has been 2 months since we have done our previous videos. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, this is going to be our full live event video of SpaceX Starship 10th Orbital Test Flight. And yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, this is going to be a super awesome video here to see here. So yeah, please like the videos and subscribe to Godzilla King underscore 1954 to 23 to become a member of Team Godzilla and to get our YouTube channel to 100 subscribers on YouTube and for more extremely awesome Godzilla King underscore 1954 to 23 YouTube videos on our YouTube channel. So yeah. Welcome, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, to the SpaceX Starship 10th Orbital Test Flight live event video on Godzilla King underscore 1954 to 23. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, let's go ahead and get into the video now. And yeah, please sit back, relax, get a good snack and a nice drink, and enjoy the video as we get into SpaceX Starship 10th Orbital Test Flight live event video on Godzilla King underscore 1954 to 23. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, let's get into Starship Flight 10 full video on our YouTube channel now. So, yeah, please enjoy the video now, everybody. So, yeah, enjoy the video. Alright, I'm going to once again sit down on my spot. And now, let's watch Starship Flight 10. Here we go. It's time for SpaceX Starship 10th Orbital Test Flight on Godzilla King underscore 1954 to 23, the full live event video. So yeah, this happened on August 26, 2025. Starship Flight 10, Starship 10th Orbital Test Flight, and yeah, it's gonna be a super awesome video here. So yeah, our Starship spacecraft and Super Heavy booster for SpaceX Starship 10th Orbital Test Flight is Starship 37 and Super Heavy Booster 16. So yeah, Starship 37 and Super Heavy Booster 16 are the Starship spacecraft and Super Heavy booster for SpaceX Starship 10th Orbital Test Flight. And yeah, they're going to be doing a lot of awesome stuff here. So yeah, Starship 37 is going to, Starship 38, or Starship 37's objectives are to repeat the same things that were not attempted on Starship Flights 7 to 9, which were getting to space successfully, deploying Starlink simulator satellites, and flying an in-space Raptor engine relight demo, going through atmospheric entry with multiple experimental heat shield tile experiments, which has metallic tiles and an active cooling tile, and will land with a Raptor engine powered ocean landing in the Indian Ocean. And Super Heavy Booster 16 is going to be doing its own ocean landing in the Gulf of America, which is going to be a Mechazilla catch a simulated virtual Mechazilla catch in the Gulf of America with an experimental ocean landing burn. So yeah, that's what we're going to be seeing here for Starship Flight 10. And here we go. Here we go, everybody. It's time for SpaceX Starship 10th Orbital Test Flight. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, Tesla Cybertruck, Rocket Garden. Oh yeah. we go. The Starship is going. Starship montage here. Yeah. So that's all the flights so far. Little Starship Flight 5. First booster catch. But yeah. Yeah. Alright, this is it. Yeah, booster catch. Oh yeah. Yes. Welcome to Starship Flight 10, everybody. Welcome to SpaceX Starship 10th Orbital Test Flight.
Hello and welcome to Starbase Texas, or what we here at SpaceX like to call the Gateway to Mars. I'm Amanda Lee, a build reliability engineer at SpaceX.
And I am Dan Hewitt with SpaceX Communications. Everybody, welcome back to Starbase. If you've been following along, today is going to mark the third attempt to get our 10th Starship flight test off the ground.
Yep.
First one was back on Sunday. We stood down then to troubleshoot an issue with some of our ground systems, had a leaky hose. We replaced that, got to our attempt yesterday, lost our battle with the weather gods and some anvil clouds in the area, but we're hoping the third time is the charm.
Yeah,
Yep.
Fingers crossed for sure.
Yeah, so at the moment, we are actively loading propellant out of the vehicles. Our engineers are on console.
Oh wow, look at that. That's inside Star Factory right there.
Countdown to liftoff. Prop load is underway.
Yep, propellant loading is underway.
On the weather this time, good on the range, and we are targeting the very beginning of our window at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Our objectives for today, really with the ship, are going to look very similar to the last couple of launches. Looking to deploy those Starlink simulator satellites, fly a whole bunch of experiments during Starship's re-entry, testing the limits of its heat shield and its flaps. Ultimately, we want to see ship do controlled descent, soft splashdown in the Indian Ocean. That's really what we're looking for today. Regardless of the outcome, though, goal is always to collect as much data as possible. That gets us one step closer to a fully operational Starship.
Yep, that's right.
And either way, flight tests guarantee the maximum level of excitement, and Starship will allow us to fly the heaviest payloads ever flown and ultimately fly humans.
So yeah, if you don't know what Starship is, SpaceX Starship is designed to be the world's most powerful and largest rocket ever built, tested, and flown. And it's gonna help us return humanity back to the moon and ultimately get humanity back to Mars and ultimately get humanity to Mars. Yeah.
But we're going to start with Starship's 9th flight test, which lifted off in May. That one did end with what we call a rapid unscheduled disassembly, or a RUD, on both the ship and booster. Let's take a quick trip back.
All right, so here we go. So here's Starship Flight 9, featuring Starship 25 and Booster 14. It marked the first reuse of a flight-proven booster. And yeah.
The reused booster was flown at a much higher angle of attack to push the envelope on capabilities. This did end up causing some internal structural failure, eventually leading to a rapid unscheduled disassembly at landing burn.
Ship, though, continued its ascent. While it was going, though, we saw pressure dropping in the main fuel tank, rising in the nose cone. In this view, you can see pop. The fuel diffuser inside.
Yeah, the fuel diffuser went boom.
We had a hole develop. The ship still managed to complete its ascent burn, got to its planned velocity, got to second stage engine cutoff. Really huge moment.
After that, though, we did run into some issues with attitude control, which eventually led us to skipping the payload deploy and Raptor V-Light demos. Starship eventually re-entered the atmosphere in an off-nominal attitude, and communication was unfortunately lost approximately 46 minutes into the flight test during entry, but not before we got one heck of a light show.
That's right. Looking forward to another one today. The booster RUD, we went back and looked at it. That was caused we had a much higher than predicted forces on the booster structure, really honing in on that internal fuel transfer tube inside. That was all due to that angle of attack experiment we were running for today's flight and any of the remaining ones on this version of the booster. We're just lowering the angle of attack for the booster as it comes in, relaxes those forces, minimizes the likelihood that we see that kind of structural failure.
Yeah.
And then over on the ship side, we redesigned the part of the fuel pressurization system that failed on Flight 9. We put it through a more rigorous test campaign and subjected it to flight-like stresses. And eventually we were able to actually run it for more than 10 times the expected service life with no damage, which was super exciting. Our goal is always, of course, to make it through all of the objectives we set, but Any result that teaches us more about Starship performing in the real-world environment helps us to make those targeted iterations and improve quickly.
Yeah, that's kind of been the secret to our success. That's how we developed Falcon 1.
So yeah, there they are right there. There's Starship 37 and Super Heavy Booster 16, the Starship spacecraft and Super Heavy Booster for SpaceX Starship orbital test flight right there, getting ready to launch. So yeah.
So we finished Flight 9, we were getting ready for Flight 10, and if you followed along, we originally had a different ship number 36, that was slated to fly on Flight 10, but that experienced pretty major anomaly during its static fire test out at our Massey's test site. Actually, in its second static fire, a 6 engine, we were loading cryogenic propellant on board. We saw a sudden energetic event, complete loss of Starship, damage to the stand, and some of the immediate area surrounding it.
Yeah, Starship 36 completely exploded. It was going to fly for Starship Flight 10, but completely exploded due to a COPV anomaly. So yeah, now we got Starship 37 flying with Booster 16 now.
The COPVs on Starship at a lower pressure and also implemented additional proofs and inspection methods.
So yeah, there's Starship 37 right there.
Gotta keep testing, so we pivoted to actually using the launch pad, the same one we're stacked on right now, to do ship static fire tests, something we had never done before.
Oh yeah, so yeah, since Massey's got destroyed, they're doing some. They've done something new. They're starting to do Starship spacecraft stack fires at Orbital Launch Site 1, while having the Starship spacecraft on the orbital launch mount and having it do the stack fires there. So you can see right there, Starship 37 doing its 6 Raptor engine stack fire test on the orbital launch mount right there at Orbital Launch Site 1. So yeah, that's something we have not seen in a very long while, and definitely the first time we've ever seen a Starship spacecraft do, and basically the only time.
All of that, we're still in the process of rebuilding that Massey's test site. It's where we want.
Yeah, they're still in the process of rebuilding Massey's right now. So yeah, Massey's is going to be rebuilt for Starship version 3 here, and it's going to be really good to see.
Starship is the first orbital launch vehicle engineered to be fully reusable. It's built for frequent flights and a significant amount of payload.
It is the largest rocket ever made, ever flown, largest flying object in human history. It's going to be the vehicle that enables our foundational mission to eventually bring humans to Mars.
Yep.
I recently, just yesterday, got a chance to do a deep dive into kind of everything big picture Starship. Had some special guests, Elon Musk and Bill Riley.
Yeah, Elon Musk.
The largest flying object ever made, but this isn't on the radar for everybody, and we know that.
So this was the second attempt for Starship Flight 11 or Starship Flight 10. Sorry, yeah, this was the second attempt here for Starship Flight 10. Look, there's Elon Musk. There's Elon Musk right there, the CEO of SpaceX and Tesla.
Thanks for being here, guys. I know we got a rocket about to get off the bat, but let's start people off.
Yeah, it's Elon Musk with a new Mars shirt, Nuke Mars.
Everybody, but I'm here to try to build into the future that I imagined and dreamed of as a child, where starships with people are out among the stars exploring the universe.
Yeah, so the why, it's always important to explain the why of things. And the why of Starship is that we want to be a multi-planet species to extend consciousness beyond Earth.
Yep.
I think for two main reasons. One is to ensure the long-term survival and prosperity of life as we know it in consciousness, which if we are a multi-planet species and ultimately a multi-stellar species out there among the stars, the probability of survival is much, much longer. That's kind of the, defensive aspect or life insurance for life collectively. But then there also need to be things that are inspiring and exciting and that give you reason to live. Life cannot just be about solving one tragic problem after another. There must be also reasons to get up in the morning and be excited about the future.
Yeah.
And a future where we are a space-faring civilization is infinitely more exciting than one where we are not.
And we're doing it all pretty unique location. I mean,
yeah, we're having Elon Musk talk here on the previously recorded video for Starship Flight 11, for Starship Flight 10.
Pretty brand new.
Yeah, I think we moved Starship here in about the early part of 2019, so we've been coming that entire time
Look at that.
and
That's
seeing the site
Star
evolve
Factory
from
right
a double
there.
wide trailer and a tent where we
That's
built
basically the
Starhopper
office
to the
building
first
part of
suborbital
Star
test
Factory.
flights, and now we have behind us 2 towers for the first time. As we build towards the first operational flight from the second tower at the end of this year, and this beautiful building, 1,000,000 square feet, where we're able to work towards the production line of Starships.
Yeah, the SpaceX team has done an incredible job of building out really the most advanced rocket manufacturing facility that has ever existed. This is far beyond any rocket fabrication facility that has ever.
The most advanced rocket
This is
that has ever been
essentially
built.
alien
Yeah.
level technology, and
You
it was
see
all built
some
here,
video
basically
of
down by the
them
Rio Grande
developing
River and close to the beach.
articles
It's an
and
incredibly improbable location. This
prototypes
used to
for
be a
Starship
skybar.
version
We're about,
3 here.
3 feet or
Yeah,
1 meter above
booster
sea
grid
level.
fin, V3
So,
booster grid fin. Yeah.
it's really,
So we're
it's
this is
nothing. You see
Starship
the time
version
lapse
2 here you're seeing
from
here.
the
Starship
Starship
version
bar
3 is
to
going to look a lot more
to
different.
2 launch towers and a gigantic rocket factory with high bays, and we're going to be building something called the Gigabay, which is like one of the
Gigabay.
largest enclosed volumes on Earth. So it's sort of like a gigantic Borg cube that we're going to be building here for building and storing these gigantic rockets. It's really spectacular, and anyone can come and visit. So, because we're on a public highway, and we're literally by a public beach, you can actually come and see the rocket. You quite close up. I mean, you can drive past it, and you can also look at the factory. And anyone can do this from anywhere in the world. So you can come and visit and check it out. So I think it's pretty cool that it's
Just not right now.
Just not right now.
Just not right now.
Obviously not when we're launching because there's some safety issues, but the rocket's often just sitting on the pad without any propellant in it, and then you can just come here and visit. It's very easy.
Yeah, I think it's a really special place. Yesterday, this ship went down the road behind us, and I saw families outside going for on Sunday going for their Sunday stroll, and they were greeted by Starship going down. And I think that from the very beginning, the thing about Starship, different than Falcon and other rockets that I'm aware of, is we designed it to be mass-produced at scale. And it's not about building one Starship and getting to orbit once. It's about doing it in a sustained and rapid way.
Yeah, we're aiming for ultimately thousands of ships to be built per year, which is what's needed in order to construct a city on Mars that is self-sustaining. And the major fork in the road of destiny will be when the Mars city is capable of surviving, even if the resupply ships from Earth stop coming for any reason. And that reason could be something cataclysmic, or it could be that that civilization simply subsided. There's always this debate throughout history of will civilization end with a bang or a whimper. But either way, if the critical thing is to get to the point where Mars is self-sustaining and can survive even if the resupply ships stop coming for any reason.
Yeah.
Which means that you need to build an entire base of industry on Mars in order for Mars
please
to
ignore
survive.
all the background
For
sounds,
example,
please.
it's not simply enough to build a chip, like a computer chip factory, but you need the ability to build computer chip factories. So this is going to really take a lot of tonnage. I mean, my guess is at least 1 million tons to the surface of Mars, and maybe it takes less than that, but it's going to be a lot.
Yeah, it is. It is, Elon.
This is a very exciting future. It's one which will ensure the long-term survival and prosperity of life and consciousness, and it's the critical stepping stone to get from this solar system to other star systems, and perhaps go out there and explore, and perhaps we'll encounter alien civilizations that maybe they're alive now, but maybe they enjoyed a period of prosperity for millions of years, but also died out millions of years ago. So it's humbling to think of the age of the universe, according to the standard model of physics, being approximately 13.8 billion years old. So an incremental million years would be 3 digits past the decimal point. And if you look at, say, our civilization and measure our civilization by the first evidence of writing, which is about...
So yeah, everybody, I hope you all enjoying this video so far. Yeah, this is
writing.
Yeah, we're getting ready to see Starship Flight 10 here launch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
flash in the pan so far.
Well, we're getting some cool shots. Rocket out on the pad right now. We tell people, like, come down and see it. It's hard to get like a sense of scale of just how massive this thing is, and we were able to catch somebody working on it a little while ago. And like, part of the reason you said we're sending millions of tons, that's kind of why this
Well,
thing
I
is
think
so
in these
massive.
understanding,
So,
you can
yeah.
actually see the person working at the bottom.
So
of
yeah,
the
that
ship.
is
As we
what
zoom out,
Starship
you
used
see
to look
the
like
full
back in the
ship,
day,
that
right
sort
there.
of two-tone silver and black.
And now look at
then
it
there's the
now.
below it, right? And
It's
it really
like
sets the
completely
scale, which doesn't
in
come
all new
across,
form.
I think, other than in
And it's
person.
going to get even
And
more
I
greater
really
and
do try
better
to
and
say
taller.
Starship is real, Starship is big, and Starship is really big. And I think
Starship
you can
is,
see
and
there,
Starship is
and
really
with the
big
factory
indeed.
shots you saw earlier, again, we got Flight 10 on the pad, but we got many more behind it.
Yeah,
So yeah, so after this video will be the upload of the Starship Flight 11 videos, and then the full Starship Flight 11 video. So yeah, get ready for those videos soon.
We talk a bit about
And yeah,
why Starship is the way it is. Like,
yeah.
for example, why is a half of the ship
Continue enjoying Starship
black
Flight
and
10
half
here.
silver colored? And that's because the bottom half of the ship, the bottom as seen from Orbital.
Starship version 3 is going to be launching from Orbital Launch Site 2, which is what you see to the right of the screen right there.
Is a special alloy of stainless steel.
Well, yeah, to the right of where Launch Site 1 is at. So yeah,
the reason for steel over aluminum is that
so of course Starship is completely made of stainless steel.
the rocket engines.
Yeah, of course Tesla's Cybertruck is completely made of stainless steel as well.
Against both
Yeah, both Starship and Tesla's Cybertruck are made of stainless steel. Yeah.
And you don't have to paint it, which is actually
yeah.
very difficult to paint a large object that is going through cryogenic cycles and have the paint stay on. It's quite challenging.
Oh yeah. Yes,
And
indeed.
so we've talked about it. It's massive. It
Yeah,
obviously takes a whole lot of energy to make that thing move.
Can you see you?
And that's where Raptor really starts
Oh,
to
yeah.
come in. Most advanced engine.
Raptor engine test. Raptor engine hot fire test.
Oh, that's the lightsaber and a half. You would get vaporized in an instant if you were standing in front of Raptor.
Yes, indeed. Because
yeah,
that flame right there is extremely hot. You'll be vaporized like in milliseconds, instantaneously.
Yeah, so in order to create a fully reusable orbital rocket, you have to advance the state of the art in every part of the rocket. That means the engines have to be better than any engine ever. The structure's got to be better than any structure ever.
Yep.
You've got to you've got to have a means of bringing the rocket back to the launch pad. You've got to have a fully reusable orbital heat shield, and that no one has ever made a fully reusable orbital heat shield. The space shuttle, for example, required 9 months of refurbishment between flights. So the space shuttle heat shield would come back essentially partially broken and would require many months of refurbishment in order to fly again. What we're trying to achieve here with Starship is to have a heat shield that can be flown immediately. So the ship, both the ship and the booster, would be caught by the tower arms.
Yes, that's true.
The booster will be placed immediately back on the launch stand, and the ship's got to orbit Earth at least once, but then could be back potentially in one orbit, but in most cases several orbits. So the ship would come back several hours later, but then be caught by the arms and placed on top of the booster. You could also have multiple ships ready so that a single booster could service 5 or more ships, so that you could be flying the booster in theory every hour.
Yeah.
This is kind of a profoundly fast speed, obviously, for the largest flying object by far ever made.
The largest flying vehicle ever made.
We catch the booster with the tower arms, and the ship also will be caught with the tower arms, because that's the fastest way to get the booster and the ship back to flight.
Yes.
if we had instead put landing legs, which we've done before for the
that was
the ship
Starship Flight
tests, we
7,
actually had
Starship Flight
landing legs that
5,
flip down,
and Flight
the
8 combined.
the ship
First ever Super Heavy Booster
successfully
Mechazilla
demonstrated,
catch,
landing
second
with
ever
legs.
Super Heavy Booster Mechazilla
But
catch,
if you do that,
and
if
third
we're doing
ever
that
Super Heavy
with
Booster
the booster
Mechazilla
and ship,
catch.
here we'd have to land
So
somewhere else
Booster
with the legs,
15,
then
that's
lift
Booster
the
15
rocket,
right there you're
stow
seeing.
the legs, transport the rocket back to the pad, with which is very unwieldy when you've got.
So that's what
thing.
Booster catch
And it would
looks
be picked
like.
up by these tower arms and placed in the launch mount. That would delay the reusability dramatically and would add a lot of mass with the landing legs.
Yeah.
So that's why we catch the rocket with the tower arms.
And of course,
Because
Starship
it's the
Flight
same
5,
tower arms that put the
first
rocket
booster catch
in
happened.
the launch mount are used to catch the rocket. And that means that we can put the booster back in the launch mount in less than an hour after liftoff. In fact, the booster is going to come back very fast. Like, 5 or 6 minutes later, this booster is coming back one way or another.
Yeah.
Or not coming back. So
It is going to come
really
back.
have to
It
prepare
is.
full-time, which
It's
can be
always
brought
going to
down
come back.
about
Launch and
35
come back.
minutes, and that means it is theoretically
And
possible
refly.
to fly the booster again in less than an hour.
I think when I think about it, it's the jet drives up to the jetway, the people get off, new people get on, and it leaves. You don't want to land the jet on a different airfield and then tow it over to the jetway. So it's just operationally simpler and faster.
Yeah, we've had a lot of success with the booster, 3 for 3 on the catch attempts when we bring it back. We've reflown one, so awesome. And then Starship superpowers, the whole thing is reusable. So ship reusability is like what we're working on right now. We've been able to get some really spectacular re-entries on a couple of flights, hoping to get this one for re-entry on the V2 ship. But yeah, that fully reusable heat shield, that thing that has just never been done before, that's one of the things we're really looking for that data on.
Yeah, I mean, there are thousands of engineering challenges
so that right there
remain,
was Starship Flight
for
6.
Both the ship and the booster, but the single, maybe the single biggest one is the reusable orbital heat shield. We are confident in making a fully reusable orbital heat shield, but it will require many flights, many iterations to figure out where the weak points are in the heat shield, where we need to change the design, either strengthening the tile or changing how big the gap is between tiles, changing what's underneath the tile. There's a 100 different variables that we could tweak with the ship tiles, the heat shield tiles. But the only way to know exactly what we should be adjusting is to fly repeatedly and be able to examine the ship upon landing.
Yeah.
And we have successfully brought the ship back through the atmosphere. And
That's there's the animation right there of what a Starship spacecraft Mechazilla catch is going to look like.
So yeah. So we need to
Mechazilla catch burn on the Starship spacecraft right there. There's Orbital Launch Site 2.
repeatedly.
So
I think what you're
comes
seeing
down,
now is the
Mechazilla
Starship.
closes.
This is CG of
Starship
coming in and
spacecraft
landing
lands on
tower,
the
much like the booster, but there's some additional
catch rails
challenges
using
there.
the
We
catch
need to make sure
pins,
we don't
and
scrape the
yeah,
tiles off as
that's
we
what a
slide
Starship
along the-
spacecraft Mechazilla
Just
catch is going to look
heat
like.
shield.
And that's definitely going to be happening with Starship version 3. Yeah, starting with Starship version 3,
That's obviously going
we're
to
going to
fail the
see
reusability.
Starship spacecraft
Sections
Mechazilla
can use the
catching.
tower to land and catch like.
Oh,
like
and
the
this was
booster.
taken during
You
the
know, for towers are
suborbital
available
test
for
flight
initial
campaign.
landings on
The
Mars
high
and other
altitude
planets.
suborbital test
Only
flight
landing legs that
campaign.
deploy, much like
Starship
what you're seeing here
15.
with Ship 15 when we did our suborbital test to prove out the precision.
Yeah, first
descent
successful
landing,
Starship
which was
spacecraft
a
landing right
successful
there.
test. We actually landed two. One was we were able to actually recover it, and you can see it here in the rocket garden if you visit.
Oh yeah,
Starbase.
we can already see propellant loading on Starship 37 and Booster 16 right there.
Boosters and ships.
On the left right there. The right screen is basically the previously recorded scene. The left screen is basically the actual thing
There's
happening.
some other technologies we're still looking to prove out. Really big one is going to be the on-orbit refilling. Looking to do that next year, and that's really what's going to kind of unlock, Starship going.
Oh yeah,
everywhere,
Starship spacecraft
going
in
everywhere,
space,
beyond Earth.
in
And
orbit
that's
refueling.
something that's, again,
Yeah.
never been done before.
So yeah, Starship spacecraft,
Reusable heat shield. but it's
Coming,
gonna be something that
with a tanker
that's
here.
kind of some of the
Yep,
other
there's a
secret sauce
Starship.
of the
There's a
Starship.
Starship spacecraft
We're
right
gonna be able to
there,
send
and there's
hundreds of
a
tons
tanker
per ship
Starship
to
spacecraft right
Mars.
there.
Yeah, I like to think
It's
of
got
it
those
as
little
if we
hooks
get to
right there.
orbit with a full cargo bay, but we're empty
It's
on
got those
fuel
ports
and
right there
oxygen.
where they
So
lock into
basically,
place,
we're running
and
on
then
fumes.
the
Then we'll send
in-space,
other ships to dock,
in-orbit
transfer
refueling
propellant,
can begin.
and now we made our
So that's
two-stage
what
rocket look
Starship
like a
version
mini
3
mini
will do.
multi-stage rocket, and we get all of that performance.
We're
and we can
definitely
take
going
that
to be
full cargo
having
bay down wherever
Starship,
we want to
and
go.
we're going to be having Starship
Yeah,
in space
so
refueling
a
here,
crucial
definitely
technology that
here
we
next
hope
year.
to demonstrate next year is this orbital refueling, much like aerial refueling. It's essential for being able to send significant payload to Mars. So you essentially send a ship to orbit with a few hundred tons of payload, of a sort of a full payload bay. But once it gets to orbit, the tanks will be mostly empty, and then you send up additional tanker ships to refill the Mars ship's tanks, so that so it can thrust from Earth orbit to Mars and have enough propellant left for landing.
Yeah,
So
enough
this
propellant
is
for landing,
orbital refilling is also not something that's ever been demonstrated before, so that would be a brand new technology. We obviously have at SpaceX figured out how to dock repeatedly with the space station. So in a lot of ways, this is like docking, and in some ways it's easier in that SpaceX is docking with its own craft, but no one has ever demonstrated propellant transfer in orbit, to the best of our knowledge, and so this would be propellant transfer at a very large scale, and but with full reusability and propellant transfer, those are the key technologies needed for building a city on Mars, and I'm confident that the SpaceX team, which is
Oh
incredibly
yeah,
talented,
that's what's
will
going to look like here.
achieve this,
The Mars
these
base here.
goals, and we will be landing ships on Mars in the future.
We are definitely going to be going to Mars here, everybody.
Life on Mars, building greenhouses and life on Mars, and
So yeah,
ensuring the long-term survival of
2
life.
minutes
as we know.
54 seconds until
It's important to note here
Starship
that
Flight
obviously,
10 launches.
we're effectively stewards of life.
So yeah,
Here on Earth.
we're going to be colonizing Mars
the other
here.
creatures cannot build spacecraft and get
As you
to
can see right
get to
there,
other planets.
that's
So
Mars
for
right
the
there,
long-term
and we are
cataclysmic
soon
event
going to
of
be
giant
colonizing
meteor that
Mars
destroyed
here.
dinosaurs, or ultimately decided
Definitely,
to expand
hopefully,
to
going to
envelop
be in
Earth and destroy all
2028
life. We know
here.
this is an undisputed fact. Then,
Alright, so yeah, we're
if
now
we don't
20
take
minutes
life to
and
another
25
planet,
seconds
life
till
will be
Starship
destroyed.
Flight
So
10
it's incumbent upon
launches.
us to ensure that we do bring life to other planets and ensure the long-term survival of life as we know it on planet Earth.
And I mean, aside from that, there's so much that Starship unlocks by being able to do these things. Like, we'll be able to go to Mars, but there are other just transformational things by being able to take that many people, that
You
much
see
stuff
right
to
there, that's
space
what Mars
for
is
that
going
much
to
less
look like
money.
with
And I
cities
think
on there.
understanding our planet better, being able to move people around the planet,
minutes,
make
54
make it
seconds.
feel smaller and more accessible. You could go anywhere on the Earth, in less than 40 minutes, basically, in terms of flight time. So I really do see Starship as being this thing that can connect us, just like Starlink connects our information. This can connect us more physically.
Yeah, so there's really nothing faster than a rocket, really. An orbital rocket is the fastest thing that we know of of the fastest means of transport. So, like, you could go from LA to Sydney in less than half an hour.
Yeah, Starship's going to
You
be
could go
capable
LA
of
to Tokyo
point-to-point
in less than half
travel
an hour.
on
You could go
Earth.
from New York to Singapore in half an hour. Everything's probably half an hour, basically.
Oh
Some
yeah,
things might be 10 minutes.
Yeah.
that's going to be the theory
Yeah,
anyway.
sign me up for that, please. All
I
right,
mean,
cool.
across the Atlantic in 10 minutes, no problem.
Please, yes, sign me up.
You're going 25 times the speed of sound, so that's 30 times faster than a commercial aircraft.
And it's a whole
Yeah.
hell of a lot better view.
Yeah, it's a hell of a view.
Yeah. All right, cool. Anything else, guys? Anything else you're really excited about
we can
coming
say
out?
a lot more.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go check in on the rocket
Yeah.
and get
All
on
right, we're
console.
going to go back on console to hopefully the weather supports a launch tonight. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, and yeah, thanks for your support.
Alright, awesome.
All right. Obviously, that was really cool. There's probably not anybody else cooler on the planet to talk Starship with. Still very ready to sign up for that point-to-point travel too. Also, though, it's really hard to relay just how much power is being generated by these engines on this rocket. We try to compare it to something like a little bit closer to home for people. We've used an airplane a lot of times. That's just something a little more tangible to folks.
Yeah, if you were to stack Starship up against one of the biggest airplanes out there today, the 747.
So yeah, this is the highest Starship here. Starship version 2. So the Starship spacecraft is 52 meters tall. Super Heavy booster is 71 meters tall. That means Starship version 2 is 123 meters tall, or 403 feet tall. So yeah, basically Godzilla height there.
That was really cool to just
That's
go
awesome.
through that. I love to geek out as much as everybody else over all the nitty gritty, but always
So yeah,
important
that's
to
how
remember
much
just
power
how
Starship
big
has
this
right
is,
there.
all of this is happening. So it's cool to remind them. Cool for everybody else out there to help us spread that word.
Starship
All right.
version 3 is going to
So
be
right now we are
124
17
meters tall.
minutes,
So
12
yeah.
seconds and counting until the 10th Starship flight test. While we do have a moment though, let's check in over with Tyler Lionquist over in Hawthorne for the latest on Starlink. How's it going, Tyler?
Let's go ahead and talk Starlink here.
And I'm a Starlink business analyst here at SpaceX. Starlink is SpaceX's low Earth orbit, high-speed internet that's bringing connectivity both on Earth and in space. Now, for
Also
today's
see
mission, Starship is
camera
outfitted
view
with
of
4 Starlink
onboard
terminals,
camera view
allowing
on
us to get
the
live
left
views
right
of the
there.
ship while in orbit and all the way down to splashdown in the Indian Ocean. Our Starlink satellites are built in Redmond, Washington, which is also where we monitor the health of the entire constellation. So let's take a quick look for more on Redmond.
Alright, Starlink.
What a lot of people might not realize when they think about the scale that we're operating is that
Starship is going to be launching Starlink satellites. So yeah, we're going to see that happen here in this video and on the Starship launch.
We've currently got a constellation of over 8,000 satellites that are flying around in orbit, so they're working together to fill out the whole surface of the Earth.
Currently, Starlink launches on Falcon 9. Falcon 9 launches Starlink currently. Soon Starship will be launching Starlink, the version 3 Starlink satellites. That means Starlink Internet's going to be much better, much greater and better. Yeah.
When you think about that Starlink that you have at home, the technology.
Of course, Starship's camera views are powered by Starlink. That's why we got Starlink terminals all over Starship.
A fancy way of describing an antenna that's made up of many little antennas that work together in order to direct their energy to a specific spot on the ground without a motor.
Yep. So that's how Starlink satellites are made.
Satellite manufacturing is a very slow process. It takes people weeks or months to build a satellite. At SpaceX, we iterate very fast, and we have learned how to build satellites at the 70 sats a week rate. As we have focused a lot on production rate, we have not forgotten about our satellite reliability, which is critical to our mission.
Oh yeah, that's the little
If you look at
propulsion.
the whole world and you ask, where is the satellite industry? It's right here in the USA, in Redmond, where the vast majority of satellites being built are being built right here. Starlink is a truly game-changing technology, and it's all supported by the global satellite constellation from this space here in Redmond.
Yeah, Falcon 9
Now,
launching
we're just
Starlink
getting started at the very
satellites.
beginning of what we want to do with Starlink.
So yeah, that's...
Now, as we mentioned earlier in the show, one of today's objectives is for a ship to deploy Starlink simulator satellites that represent the advanced V3 satellites Starship will be launching in the future.
That's correct.
And as you can see here,
So yeah,
once
that's
Starship reaches a
that right there is
non-orbit, the
Starship
payload slowly begins to open
Starship
to prepare for
that's where the Starship spacecraft Starlink satellite deployment animation right there.
like a
Yep,
pesticide
Starship
sequence
version
you
3
see
right
on
there, and
They'll be
Starlink
situated in
version
one
3
wide stack,
satellites.
taking up as little space as
Yeah,
possible,
Starship
allowing for an
spacecraft
efficient
version 3
deployment
deploying
sequence.
version 3 Starlink
Once a set of
satellites.
Starlinks are deployed,
So you
the
say
next step is
that
to
60
deploy
Starlink
to
simulator
Starship
satellites
to
is the
prepare for
maximum
their
capacity
onboard
for the Starship
Each Starlink
spacecrafts right
V3
there.
launch on Starship
So
is
yeah,
planned
that's
to
what a
add
full
60
load looks
terabits
like.
per second
And this is
of
what it looks
capacity
like
to the Starlink
deploying.
network.
So
That's more
shooting
than
out
20
the
times
payload bay
capacity
right
added
there.
with every V2 main launch on
So yeah, that's
Falcon
the version 3
9. So we're
Starlink
talking about
satellites.
a massive
Basically
increase
the
in performance all
probably the
around,
most
which
advanced
will
version of the
ultimately enable
Starlink satellite
Starlink to
yet.
serve as the communications backbone
And we're
of
gonna
mission
see
to
that
the moon
happen.
and to Mars. So for now, we're going to turn it back over to the team at Starbase.
Thank you so much, Tyler. Okay, let's turn our attention to today's flight profile, which will feel familiar because it is.
All right, here we go. So this is what's going to happen, everybody. So this is what's going to happen for Starship Flight 10 here.
The
So
next generation booster is on the horizon, so the objective is to push and learn all we can from this current version.
All right, let's jump
all right, here we go. So Starship 37 and Booster 16 are going to lift off. They're going to lift off from Launch Site 1. They're going to go into ascent, go through Max Q, and then both of them are going to go through hot stage separation. Starship 37 will begin its descent burn. Booster 16 will do its boost back burn, then separate its hot stage ring, then descend down, and do its simulated virtual Mechazilla catch in the Gulf of America. And Starship 37 will enter space and deploy the 8 Starlink simulator satellites, do an in-space Raptor engine relight demo, and then go through atmospheric entry, and then descend down to the Indian Ocean with a Raptor engine-powered ocean landing in the Indian Ocean, and a simulated Mechazilla catch in the Indian Ocean as well. So yeah, that's what Starship 37 and Booster 16 are going to do here.
So that's what we have on deck.
So yeah,
which is just about
that's what we're hoping to see today.
seconds from launching.
So yeah, Starship 37 is going to be deploying 8 Starlink simulator satellites here.
We have some good news. We got our latest range and weather status, and surprise, everything is looking green today. So that's the biggest news that we were looking for. Again, weather is the main watch item for today, but we are.
There we got some clouds right there.
Any issues with the vehicle
nice, though.
or ground systems?
So yeah, this is what propellant loading looks like right now.
Pre-flight checkouts with all the different vehicles.
So yeah, I was completely full of propellant here on Starship 37 and Booster 16. Almost just about complete on Starship 38's propellant loading right there. Yeah, we're almost just about to close out here on propellant loading here.
Methane and LOX on the booster side.
Currently, everything is green.
We'll close out at about T minus 30 minutes, 20 second on ship, and then 30 seconds later, we'll finish uploading prop on the booster.
So yeah.
So
I hope all of you Godzilla and Kaiju fans are ready for Halloween. I'm super excited for Halloween here. Definitely going to be the biggest Halloween we've had in a while because, yeah, 71 years of Godzilla coming up on Godzilla Day 2025, November 3rd, 2025. So, yeah.
Everything we do is part of our foundational mission to get to the Red Planet. Each Starship launch is to learn more and more about what's needed to make life multiplanetary and to improve ship to the point where it's taking millions of people to Mars.
Yeah.
We've shared the plan.
So yeah, this is what Starship's going to be doing here. The first Starship Mars mission is going to be launching with Tesla bot Optimus to Mars. So yeah, Starship version 3 is going to be launching Tesla bot Optimus to Mars. So yeah, basically Optimus is going to be the first human-looking robot on Mars here. So yeah, that's Tesla bot Optimus and Starship on Mars. So yeah, basically Tesla X SpaceX mission right here. Oh yeah, look, there's Starship 37 doing a flap test right here, testing its flaps here. So yeah, you see its redesigned forward flaps, which are completely new. They are redesigned forward flaps. They're a little bit they have a size difference. So yeah, look, this is another picture. Starship and Tesla bot Optimus on Mars, and Tesla Cybertruck as well. Look at that Cybertruck on the bottom left right there. Yeah, Cybertruck. Cybertruck on Mars. I can't wait to see a Cybertruck on Mars. My favorite vehicle in the whole world is going to be on Mars soon. And Tesla bot Optimus.
Yeah, definitely lots of
working on Mars, preparing for humanity's arrival.
We'll need for humans to eventually inhabit the planet, and we won't be doing this alone. The Italian Space Agency and SpaceX recently signed a first-of-its-kind agreement to carry Italian experiments on the first Starship missions to deliver customer payloads
Oh
to
yeah,
Mars.
so yeah, that's what
So
Starship's
these
gonna
payloads
look
will
like.
include a plant growth
Going through an
experiment, a
atmospheric
weather
entry
monitoring
on
station,
Mars
and
right
also a
there.
radiation sensor,
So
to
yeah,
gather scientific data
that's what we're
during
gonna be
Starship's
hoping to see in
approximately
the
6-month
future.
interplanetary coast phase from Earth to Mars and also on the Martian surface.
It's a really exciting mission. Makes showing up for work really fun for us. We're going to need to launch a whole lot more of those. So while we're just under 8 minutes away from launch today, let's head back over to Tyler and Hawthorne, talk a little bit about how we're going to be increasing the number of Starship launches going forward. Tyler?
Thank you, Dan and Amanda. So to put it
Starship
plainly,
launches are going to be skyrocketing
we need to
here.
build more launch pads. And that's exactly what we're doing at Space Launch Complex 37.
Oh, you hear that right.
Now, Pad 37 has a storage.
Starship's going to be launching from Launch Complex 37. That's where ULA used to launch their rockets. That's where the United Launch Alliance used to launch their
To have the
rockets.
opportunity to continue making spaceflight history at Pad 37 with Starship. But first, we need to optimize the pad. So earlier this year, we started dismantling some of the existing infrastructure to prep the site for Starship operations. This will include up to 76 launches a year, with up to 152 landings at that location for Super Heavy and for Starship.
Yeah.
And to support this
So that's what it's
flight,
going
we
to look
plan on
like
building
here.
2 launch pads.
2 Starship
These will
launch
have
sites
tower
at Launch
and
Complex
landing,
37
plus
at
deflector systems, launch pads,
Cape
and
Canaveral,
water deluge
Florida.
systems. This
So
will also include
I'm
a
super excited to see
farm
Starship
that
launch
will
from
produce
Florida
propellant
here. I
on-site
hope you
and
all
serve
are
launch
as well.
pads.
And yeah, that's what Starship is going to look like launching from Launch Complex 37 there. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's going to be a Starship's production site right there. You see there's Gigabay right there, Starship version 3 right there. And of course Tesla cars, Tesla Cybertrucks, and Tesla Cybercab as well. Okay. So that's Gigabay, Florida. So yeah, you can see it. Launch Complex 39A is also in the process of constructing its own Starship launch site there. Of course, we gotta have Starship launch from the historic Launch Complex 39A. Same launch complex Apollo 11, all the Apollo missions launched, all the space shuttles launched, and yeah. Let's do this.
Thanks, Tyler. Things are continuing to look good for launch here in Texas, so getting pretty close here with just under 6 minutes left. You mentioned Gigabay. We're currently laying the foundation for a Gigabay here at Starbase as well, and we expect it to be up and running sometime next year.
Gigabay.
So, yeah, there's a whole bunch of Starships on the way, and we're going to need more hands on deck. So come help us build the gateway to Mars. Visit spacex.com/careers to see all of our openings.
Yeah, I've been here for a couple of years now. Nowhere more magical,
Yeah.
more inspirational.
So yeah,
if you're a space nerd,
we're gonna have Gigabay, Florida, and Gigabay, Texas.
For real, it's pretty insane.
Soon, Starship production is gonna be increased significantly.
Check this out. All right.
Absolutely, it's surreal to be here for sure. Okay, so we are looking like we're about 5 minutes away.
5 minutes until SpaceX Starship test orbital test flight. Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. Starship 37 and Booster 16 are ready. So Booster 16 is going to be doing a experimental ocean landing burn. It's going to be doing its 13 engine relight upon the beginning of the Mechazilla catch burn simulated the ocean landing burn. And then transition to only 2 of the 3 center engines, and use a one of the engines from the Ring of 10 engines for a backup engine, and then it will slow down to a hover, then transition to those 2 engines, and then shut down, and then impact the ocean. So yeah, we're gonna see that happen.
Ready for launch. We just did our final guidance, navigation, and control system checkouts.
So yeah, go Starship 37 and Booster 16. They look like they're ready. We're going to see a Starship deploy those satellites in space.
If we need to hold, which we are not currently tracking a reason to hold, that would come at T-minus 40 seconds. You saw us do that
T-minus 40
yesterday.
seconds
Hang
is
out
the
there
hold
for
point.
about 8 minutes or so right now. That's the
Once-
most built into the countdown.
Yeah.
We
So
need
when
to wait
Starship
for
Flight 9
trials
attempted
that
to
just
launch,
go the heck of or any
that
other
was basically the
hang out
first
at
time
T-minus 40 for
since 2023 that a Starship
Now, once we pass that
hold.
T-minus 40-second mark,
Starship had to
are
hold
going to
up
occur
for a
in rapid
standby.
succession. The
Yeah.
ground spin and ignition systems come up to flight pressure.
So yeah.
The ship will switch over to internal power. And
So yeah, at T-minus 20 seconds, we're going to see the fire suppression system activate on the orbital launch mount. And then at T-minus 10 seconds, we're going to see the water deluge system activate. And then we will have booster 16 ignition. So yeah, we're going to see that happen here. So get ready to see the fire X system and water deluge system activate.
Have at least one point of no return though if the water-cooled flame deflector underneath the launch mount fires off. That happens a little bit after T-minus 10
Yeah,
seconds.
get ready for that deluge system to activate. Alright.
So we would have to stand down for the day if we do hit a hold or an abort at that point so we can refill water tanks. At this point, we're not sure if we'd be able to attempt tomorrow because we have fully loaded the vehicle. We have to do a lot of fancy scheduling to get propellant in here as fast as possible. But again, we've got a pretty heroic and amazing team that works all of those logistics, got us into our attempt.
So yeah, our propellant is liquid methane and liquid oxygen.
During our attempt. So really exciting to see. But
yeah.
We're coming up on 2 minutes. We've got a green range.
Yeah.
Green for weather.
Looks like we're going to be go for Starship Flight 10 here, everybody.
And we are not tracking any issues with the vehicle today. So
alright, 2 minutes.
Good.
Alright, this is it, everybody. This is it. 1 minute and 54 seconds until SpaceX Starship 10th orbital test flight launches. Go Starship 37 and Super Heavy Booster 16, and go Starship 10th orbital test flight, aka the new biggest rocket test flight in spaceflight history if everything goes completely successful. So yeah, we're hoping that this is going to be the first ever Starship, the first ever successful Starship version 2 test flight. And yeah, we can't have them fail this time. We gotta have them succeed. Alright, here we go. You can see there's Booster 16's 33 Raptor version 2 engines right there. So yeah, yeah, you can see Booster 16's engines right there. And yeah, they're getting ready to unleash their unlimited power. Alright, here we go. This is it, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. This is it. The time has come. 1 minute until SpaceX Starship 10th orbital test flight, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. Here we go. It's time, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. It's time for SpaceX Starship 10th orbital test flight, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. Go Starship 37 and Super Heavy Booster 16. Oh, here we go. T-minus 40 seconds, and now we're going through the T-minus 40 second hold.
We are through T-minus 40.
Alright, here we go. This is it, everybody. It's time for Starship Flight 10. 30 seconds. Starship is go for launch. And here we go. It's time to count down to Starship Flight 10, everybody. Let's do this, everybody. And here we go. The fire suppression system on the orbital launch mount has activated, and it's time to count down to SpaceX Starship 10th orbital test flight. Let's count down all together. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Water deluge system activation. 3, 2, 1. Super Heavy Booster 16 ignition. All 33 Raptor engines have ignited. And liftoff. Liftoff of SpaceX Starship 10th orbital test flight. Rewires together with SpaceX, traveling back to the moon, traveling to Mars and beyond. Go Starship 37 and Super Heavy Booster 16, and go SpaceX Starship 10th orbital test flight, aka the new biggest rocket test flight in spaceflight history. And the second to final Starship version 2 test flight. Booster 16 propulsion and chamber pressures are nominal, with all 33 Raptor engines ignited.
Alright, we're a little over 40 seconds into flight 33 of the 33 Raptor engines.
Power and telemetry nominal.
Awesome so far.
Getting good call outs, healthy systems.
Oh yeah.
Booster as it starts to pitch over the goal.
Alright, here we go. Starship is supersonic. Oh my God, so look at that. Look at that vapor cone. That vapor cone looked awesome.
Alright, we're a little
Now
over
going through
1
max
minute
Q,
into
maximum
flight.
aerodynamic
Max
pressure.
Max Q.
Oh yeah, that vapor cone looks awesome. There's a call out for max Q. Oh yeah. Look at that.
Alright, so we are through the period of maximum dynamic pressure, max stress on the vehicle as it continues to fly.
Our next major event.
Alright, so yeah, get ready for hot stage separation here, Godzilla and Kaiju fans. Our next major milestone is going to be hot stage separation. So yeah. So yeah, everything's looking nominal so far. Oh no, look at that, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. Looks like one of Booster 16's engines flamed out right there. It looks like that's on the ring of 10 engines right there. Basically the 10 engine ring right there, which is part of the 13 gimbaling Raptor engines that gimbal. So yeah, that should not be that big of an issue. But yeah, we can't have Starship 37 and Booster 16 fail. We gotta have full success, full redemption for Starship here. Oh, and here we go. We are rotating. We are rolling and rotating for hot stage separation. We're gonna go for a directional booster flip here. So yeah, get ready for Booster 16 most engines cut off, and then Starship 37 ignition and hot stage separation happen, and then we'll see Booster 16 do its boost back burn for the simulated Mechazilla catch in the Gulf of America. All right, here we go. Prepare for hot staging. And here we go.
All right, seeing the engine start to throttle down.
And here we go. There's the layout for the engines. Booster 16 most engines cut off. And Starship 37 ignition and hot stage separation confirmed. Waiting for visual confirmation. And there's visual confirmation. And Booster 16 boost back burn startup. Alright. So we got 12 of the 13 gimbaling engines ignited. So yeah, that same engine's that's still out right there. So we got 12 of the 13 engines lit for the boost back burn. So yeah, everything's looking nominal so far for Starship 37 right there. So yeah, we got all 6 Raptor engines running on Starship 37 right there. The 3 sea level Raptor engines and the 3 Raptor vacuum engines. So yeah, there you have it.
Report ship chamber pressures nominal.
Oh yeah, there goes the ring of 10 engines on Booster 16's boost back burn. Keep the center engines on the boost back burn running for a little bit longer on Booster 16 right there. Everything's looking nominal so far. Okay, there's engine bay camera. All 6 engines still looking nominal. Yeah, all 6 engines looking nominal. And Booster 16 boost back burn shutdown. And hot stage ring separation. So yeah, Booster 16 completed its boost back burn. Now Starship 37 is now in its ascent burn with all 6 Raptor engines lit for the ascent burn.
The 2 burns after a launch that the booster is going to do today. So now it's headed towards the Gulf. It's not going to be quite as an aggressive of a flight down. We relaxed that angle of attack a little bit.
Yeah, it's not going to be an aggressive descent on like Flight 9.
Tests for the landing burn, and those are going to be a little unique this time.
Oh yeah, prepare to see that ocean landing burn experiment right there. So yeah, we just had the grid fins tilt right there. We had the grid fins doing some testing, in-space testing. So yeah, Starship 37 looking nominal still. And yeah, all 6 engines still running perfectly fine. Look, there's Booster 16. And there's the hot stage ring right there. Yeah, there's Booster 16. And look, it separated its hot stage ring. So yeah, Starship Super Heavy Booster version 3 is going to be having a integrated hot stage ring. So yeah, there's going to be a new designed hot stage ring for Booster version 3. Alright, Booster 16 is descending.
There's still a chance that engine could be back in the mix for the very start of the landing burn.
Alright, now Starship 37 is slowly rotating into position.
I mean, we've even done a landing burn at the tower.
Grid fins are moving. Alright, prepare for Booster 16 to do a simulated virtual Mechazilla catch in the Gulf of America. It's going to be ignite its 13 engines, and then transition to 2 of the 3 center engines and 1 engine from the ring of 10 engines. Alright, we're now descending. Booster 16 is going through atmospheric entry and descending from supersonic speeds, and there's the atmospheric entry heating on Booster 16's engines. There's Booster 16 descending down rapidly and slowing down. Alright, here we go. Here we go. This is it. Prepare to say your goodbyes to Booster 16. And here we go. There's the engine layout for Booster 16. And here we go. And any second now. And there we go. Booster 16 ocean landing burn startup. Yep, simulated virtual Mechazilla catch burn startup. All right, transition to 2 of the 3 center engines and 1 engine from the ring of 10 engines, backup engine. All right, we're slowing down and we are hovering. We are simulating a Mechazilla catch. We're simulating a Mechazilla catch here. We're hovering. Transition to those 2 engines and Booster 16 ocean landing burn shut down, and that is going to be the end of Booster 16 right there. And there goes Booster 16 plunging down, and kaboom! Goodbye, Booster 16. It exploded off screen, and that was the end of Booster 16 right there. All right, now our focus is on Starship 37 right there. Yeah, look at that.
Back in space.
Starship 37 looking nominal still.
Today's flight, ship continuing its ascent burn. This goes until just about 9 minutes into our flight.
All right, we're now 1 hour into our Starship Flight 10 video.
We are going to see those 3 RVAC, the Raptor vacuum engines. Those are the bigger circles, and that little indicator on the bottom right of your screen. Those will shut down first.
Yep.
And we continue burning for a couple seconds longer on those inner 3 before we hit SECO.
Starship engine cutoff. Yeah. All right. So yeah, get ready for Booster 16. Get ready for Starship 37 to do its in space.
It's just incredible.
Yeah, get ready for Booster 16 Oh yeah, there was a sound for Booster 16 right there. Yeah, that was probably sonic booms right there. All right. Here we go, passing the 8th minute of doom here. This is where the previous Starship version 2 spacecrafts met their unexpected demise. We're still looking nominal.
Yeah, we have ship engine cutoff coming up here just shortly. And as we mentioned, today's flight test is not an orbital flight, but rather one that demonstrates Starship's orbital capability.
Yep. Starship 37 is in terminal guidance. Alright, so getting ready for the Starship 37 engine cutoff. You're ready to see the Raptor vacuum engines shut down first, and then keep the sea level Raptor engines running for a little bit longer. Alright, there they are again. Yep, there's Starship 37's Raptor engines. Alright, there we go. Raptor vacuum engines shut down. There goes Starship 37's Raptor vacuum engines shutting down.
Shut down the vacuum engines.
Keeping the Raptor sea level engines running for a little bit longer. And here we go. And Starship 37 engine cutoff. Yes, Starship 37 is now in space. Yeah, Starship 37 is now in space. We are successful. We are having redemption for Starship version 2. Nominal orbit insertion on Starship 37. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. And I don't see any signs of any anomalies. So yeah, we're fully in space. Starship 37 is now in space. Alright, there's Starship 37 testing its flaps right there, doing an in-space flap testing.
That's why it looks like your camera's moving.
Yep.
Yeah, exciting
Look
to
at
see
that.
Starship safely in space, and super pumped to see all the team's hard work in action here today.
Oh yeah.
And of course, as guaranteed,
Look at
it's
those
been
flaps
an exciting
moving.
day so far.
Testing those
We
flaps in
successfully lifted
space
off right
after
on time at 6:30 p.m.
heading into
Central
space.
Time.
And look at that. You can see Starship 37 has some heat shield tiles on the stainless steel part of its aft flaps right there. That's just another heat shield tile experiment they're doing alongside with the big tile experiment that they're doing. Testing the metallic tiles, including the one with active cooling, and yeah, just some tile experiments for Starship here.
Is in orbit, completed its burn, and I mean that's just the beginning. Now we've got a whole bunch more.
All right, 10 minutes, 31
so
seconds
we've got
in.
some exciting demonstrations planned while we're
Starship
on orbit.
37 flight termination system has been saved.
That right there, we just saved the FTS, the flight termination system. That's that automatic flight safety system we have on the vehicle. So that is now turned off while ship starts its coast period.
Oh yeah, you see the vents pulsating.
Our next milestone is going to be the deployment of those Starlink simulators. We've got some payload inside of Starship that we're hoping to deploy into space for the very first time. That deploy is supposed to start at about 18 minutes and 27 seconds into the flight, so just about 7 minutes from now. That deploy will take place over a couple of minutes. It'll go about 1 satellite a minute. So we'll be spread out over that. It might get a little dark, but we've got a couple of views that we can show you to see that deploy in action.
Yep.
After that, we're also looking
there's
to
view
do
from the
a
forward
relight
flap
of
right
a
there.
single Raptor engine while we are in space. We've done this once before. This is not necessary to deorbit, as we are in a suborbital trajectory, but this is essentially a chance to test out what we need to be able to do a deorbit burn. So we'll be doing that a little bit later in the flight, about 37 minutes or so into the flight.
Yep.
And then we get into re-entry. We're looking to get that light show and, more importantly, get that really critical data about the ship's heat shield.
All right,
Yeah, exactly. At about T plus 45 minutes, we'll be heading for re-entry. Again, running those experiments.
Atmospheric
with the
entry is
tiles.
going to
We'll
be
doing
fiery,
missing tiles,
everybody.
metallic tiles, and also intentionally loading those vehicles' flaps. Hopefully we'll also see a splashdown in the Indian Ocean today.
Yeah, we were able to get to a re-entry last time, but we didn't have full attitude control, so we weren't able to go in, heat shield first the way we're designed to. So we ended up losing contact with the ship before we could make it all the way through. So you still get data, but you're not really getting the data that we want to make sure we're kind of stress testing the vehicle. As Amanda just said, we removed a bunch of tiles, and we do this in some intentionally scary places on the vehicle because we're really looking are there spots that were vulnerable to this.
Scary and spooky
before we ever
indeed.
start moving towards putting ship into a full orbital mission to then do re-entries a little bit later on. So really, really critical to get that data. Really looking forward to a controlled re-entry.
Yep.
Yeah,
A
for sure.
controlled
Also,
atmospheric
our
entry
main
is
payload
what we
is
want at
data,
the end of Starship
today
Flight
we also
10
have
here.
some actual payload on
That
board,
atmospheric
and those
entry is going to be
simulators
awesome
that
to look
Starship
at
will be
here.
deploying. We'll see coming up here in just
So
a few
yeah,
minutes.
get ready for the
These are dummy
deployment
satellites that are
of
about the
the
same
8
size
Starlink
as
simulator
our
satellites. So
three
yeah,
Starlines.
look, there they are right
We
there,
have 8
Godzilla
in
and
the
Kaiju
Starship
fans and
Test
everybody.
Dispenser,
There is
and
Starship
Starship deployed at
37's
a rate
8
of about 1
Starlink
per minute,
simulator
as I had
satellites
mentioned earlier.
that is getting ready to deploy
Starlink is
for its
critical in
payload
all of our
deployment
flights on
demo.
Starship to
So
get
yeah,
our payload
Starship
data, as
3887
we
is
always
launching
say.
with 8
And in
Starlink
fact,
simulator
it's Starlink that's
satellites.
currently providing these
And it's
views
going to
you
be
see
deploying
as
those 8
Starship
Starlink
cruises a
simulator
couple hundred
satellites here
kilometers
in
above our
at 2
planet,
plus 18
and
minutes.
provides real-time telemetry
So
for
yeah,
every phase of flight.
get ready for
Yeah, we
Starship
took a peek
37 to make
inside
history
the Starship
deploying those
payload right there for a
satellites.
second. So there's 8 of them. They kind of look just big steel plates essentially. They're roughly the same size as those V3 satellites. When we do get that view inside
Yep,
the
similar in
payload bay,
size
the
to
payload door will
the
kind of be on your right.
version 3
And we'll
Starlink
start to see
simulator
them go out
satellites.
like a pest dispenser.
So yeah, those
and
Starlink
usually
simulator
size
satellites
those
are
right down
basically
there in the
simulating the
center,
size
kind of
and
2
weight to
stacks of 4
the
on
next
either
generation,
side.
the third
The payload
generation
port
of
is just
Starlink
to their
satellites
right.
Starship will
So
be
we'll look
launching
to see
with.
that open, and then those
Get ready to
satellites
see
we
the
actually
payload bay
vent
door
the
open up
nose
here
cone,
pretty
so we
soon.
essentially bring it down to vacuum before we open the door. That was one of the things we ran into on the last flight, as when we had that fuel diffuser fail, the pressure in the nose cone became basically too high for the actuator of the door to open. So that's why we weren't able to get the door open that time.
Yeah.
We have not seen.
They have made a lot of upgrades to the payload bay of Starship 37 right there for it to do the payload deploy demo. So you can see the gas right there floating around in the payload bay. Looks like a spooky ghost.
But it's the first one we're going to try and
Yeah, the gas right there looks like some spooky ghosts right there. Happy Halloween. Yeah. Some Halloween stuff here going on.
Right, so I think we're supposed to open the payload door in just about a minute and change.
Yeah.
And you're seeing a little bit of residual gas, and we opened the door once. I want to say it was back on flight 3.
Yep.
When we were able to make it up into space, and you'll kind of see a lot of that gas rushing out into the vacuum of space. It's the residual that's left over after we've already vented it down. So kind of a cool light show, and then we'll get ready to deploy those payloads out.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. You see Starship 37's 8 Starlink simulator satellites getting ready to deploy from Starship 37's payload bay. Starship 37 is going to make history here. First ever payload deployment of Starship.
So views from the outside will get pretty dark, but we'll see what we can see. We do this by design. We've been launching these later in the day here in Texas to try and get daytime views when we splash down. So it's daytime over in the Indian Ocean, where we are currently headed.
All right, get ready for Starship 37 to open its payload bay door here and deploy those 8 Starlink simulator satellites. And here we go.
All right, one more time.
It's time.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
Open that payload bay door now, Starship 37. And here we go. Oh, there we go. Starship 37 is opening its payload bay door. You can see the gas siphoning out into the vacuum of space. And Starship 37's payload bay door is 100% opening. You can visibly see it right there. So yeah, there it is. Payload bay door is opening. Yeah, that payload bay door opening looks smooth right there. Really good.
Payload deploy prep.
Payload deploy prep is now underway. Get ready to see Starship 37 deploy the 8 Starlink simulator satellites.
The door is open.
Yep. Here we go. Anytime now, we're going to see those 8 Starlink simulator satellites deploy.
All right, so the payload door is open. We should see the first satellite start to deploy at about T plus 18 minutes and 27 seconds. So should be only about 30 seconds. So one step closer. Hal listened this time. He cooperated. He opened the payload door for us.
Here we go.
There's a view kind of behind the Pez here looking out into the vacuum of space.
About 15
Here we go.
seconds until payload deploy.
Oh man, glitchy cameras. Alright, here we go. Ready for the Starlink simulator satellite deployment here. In a second now, we should see something.
Should this transition to payload deploy?
Starship 37 is transitioning to payload deployment here. Get ready to see this happen for the very first time here, everybody. Starship 37 is going to deploy its satellites and become the first Starship spacecraft to deploy a payload here. Alright, here we go. Oh, there it is. The stack is rising up. Alright, here we go. First 2 satellites are deploying now. It's moving. It's pushing. It's pushing. It's pushing. And just like that, Starship 37 is deploying its satellites. Yes, Starship 37 is deploying its 8 Starlink simulator satellites for the very first time. Yep, just like that, we have a Starship spacecraft deploying a payload for the very first time.
Pew pew.
Yeah, look at that.
Wanted to do that. There we go.
There goes the next one. And there we go. 2 satellites deployed. That's awesome. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, it hit the door. It hit the payload bay door. I don't think that was supposed to happen right there. I don't think the satellites weren't meant to hit the door.
Exciting moment as you can hear the energy in both Hawthorne and Starbase.
Oh, wow.
Everyone's super excited for finally getting to deploy some of those simulated satellites.
First ever deployment, the first ever Starship spacecraft payload deployment is going successful. Starship 37 has made history.
One every minute or so. And this is,
all right, here we go.
Just
Preparing the
kind of a
next
rehearsal
set of
for
2
what
satellites
we're
for
gonna do
deployment.
deploying the V3
So 2
satellites.
out of
These are just
8 Starlink simulator satellites deployed.
Massive increase to Starlink's capability. Each one of them has its 60 terabits per second of capacity that's going to get added to the network per launch. That's 20
Alright, there we
times
go.
more
Here we
than
go.
what we're adding.
Get ready
with
for the
every
second 2
single
satellites.
Falcon
Get ready for the
9 launch today,
next
which,
2
you know,
deploying
steady
now.
increase in
And there we go.
There goes another one.
3rd Starlink simulator satellite deployed. Everything looking nominal so far for payload deployment. So yeah, the Starlink simulator satellites are on the same suborbital trajectory as Starship 37. So they're expected
Okay,
to
so as we said,
burn
we've
up
got
upon
8
atmospheric
total
entry
that we're
here.
going to go through today. It's about a minute for each one, but
Alright, and there we go.
payload deployed.
And there it is. 4th Starlink simulator satellite deploying from Starship 37's payload bay. There it is. 4 out of 8 Starlink simulator satellites deployed on Starship 37 right there. So yeah, 4 Starlink simulator satellites deployed, 4 more to go. This is awesome. Starship 37 has made history here, becoming the first ever Starship spacecraft to deploy a payload for the very first time in the Starship program. Very huge milestone for the Starship program. Yeah. Very huge milestone here for the Starship program. First ever Starship spacecraft deploying a payload. Very first time this is ever happening to a Starship spacecraft here in the Starship program. Alright, here we go. Preparing the next 2 satellites.
So we're about
Halfway through payload deployment.
Start launching the V3 Starlinks on Starship. We're going to be
There we
flying
go.
about 60 each time, so it'll be about an hour to get through a full stack. But again,
Okay, pushing.
It's just going to be
There it is.
increase
5th Starlink simulator satellite deployed.
Gigabit upload download for people with Starlink.
Wow, this is awesome,
And
guys.
Starlink is just a tremendous part of just the Starship flight test program.
Yeah, absolutely. Always getting us that data, and yeah, the amazing views we have on the vehicle today.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, views brought to you by Starlink of us deploying Starlink simulators.
Oh yeah.
Before we deploy
There goes the 6th Starlink simulator satellite
How deep does it
deployed.
go? All right, another one firing out.
Nice. Really cool. We are deploying some satellites here on Starship. Yeah. First time ever happening in the Starship program here. First ever successful payload deployment here. Alright, preparing the final set of 2 Starlink simulator satellites for deployment here.
Pez looking smooth today.
Oh yeah. Payload deployment looking incredible. Alright, preparing the next 2 satellites for deployment. This is the final 2 satellites, the 7th and 8th Starlink simulator satellites, yeah. Here we are, preparing the 7th and 8th Starlink simulator satellites here. The final 2 satellites. Here we go. Prepare to see the 7th one get pushed out. There we go, it's pushing. There it is. There we go. 7th Starlink simulator satellite deployed from Starship 37's payload bay.
Alright, looks like we've got one left.
One more satellite left to go. There it is. The 8th and final Starlink simulator satellite deploying from Starship 37's payload bay now.
And then we will
Final
complete our
Starlink
first
simulator
orbital
satellite
deploy operation.
deploying from Starship 37's payload
Just a
bay.
reminder, we're on a suborbital trajectory.
And there it
These
is.
satellites on that exact same
Yeah.
trajectory.
There you have it right there.
Entirely.
Starship 37 payload deployment complete. Starship 37 Starlink simulator satellite payload deployment demo complete.
Simulator payload
Huge
complete.
milestone for the Starship program here. Absolutely awesome.
We are reaching for Stargaze.
And now, just like that, Starship 37 has a empty payload bay right there.
There, yeah. Now it's empty,
No more satellites.
but
Successfully deployed all the simulator satellites.
really, really cool to see them all out there.
Yeah.
Again,
Oh look, there's some
follow
Starship 37's payload bay
Starlink's
outside
been
of Starship
incredible,
37 right there.
for
There
the
you see
Starship
the
program,
payload bay
in
door
addition
close
to,
here.
Getting all those views back from the cameras on Starship, which this is an external view. As I said, it's dark outside right now. The lights are off, so it's going to be hard to make stuff out. But in a little while, the sun's going to start coming up as we get to re-entry, which is going to be really critical.
Yep.
We use Starlink for Starship data. Cameras also use
Oh,
it.
payload bay door is
The
closing.
cameras
Yep,
that
you can
use
see the
3D
payload bay
views
door closing
of
right
these
there.
launches, and
The
also
the light is faded
of the
away.
re-entry and
Yeah,
Starship
Starship
is what we
37
get from the ocean
has
today.
completed its payload
And
deployment.
that's just kind of how it all comes together. Like, we're using Starlink on the planet, off the planet. And with Starship, we actually get pretty insane. If you're in the space,
You can see the
industry, you know,
aftermath right there
bandwidth
at
to
the launch
space is
site.
usually pretty minimal. We get about 120 megabits per second. That's split between our high definition video and real time telemetry. We get that every phase of flight, including reentry. So it's not just giving us views of reentry, but we're getting all of that engineering data in real time through phases that it used to be impossible to get them in real time. So just really incredible.
Yeah, Starlink definitely affords us all this capability. And reminder, it's the world's largest satellite constellation operating in low Earth orbit to deliver high-speed, low-latency broadband internet. This provides internet access to people all around the world, many of whom had never had connectivity before. Today, Starlink serves more than 150 countries, territories, and other markets, with over 6 million active customers and counting.
Yep.
To meet the growing global demand for high-speed internet, SpaceX expanded its factory in Bastrop, Texas, and also introduced Starlink Mini, as well as an upgraded version of the Starlink Standard kit.
All right, now with payload deploy complete, Starship is now going to close its payload bay door and continue to coast towards Earth, around Earth, towards the Indian Ocean. Sorry, I'm really excited today. We are in space, people. Still a lot of major events to come, though. We are looking to relight one of those Raptor engines at about 37 minutes, 33 seconds into the flight, followed by atmospheric entry, hell of a light show.
Heck of a light show.
So we're going to go on a quick break, take a quick coast, sit back, enjoy the views. A little bit dark now, but they'll get better soon. A couple of space jams. We'll be back in just a few minutes for that Raptor relight and then re-entry. See you soon.
All right, so yeah, there you have it right there. The Starship orbital test flight is looking so far so successful here. Definitely having full redemption here for the Starship program here after the previous Starship version 2 anomalies that happened on flights 7 to 9. So yeah. They have it. Booster 16 and Starship 37 have done very successful here so far. Booster 16 did its hot staging along with Starship 37 and did its boost back burn and landed in the Indian Ocean or landed in the Gulf of America. And yeah, Starship 37 has entered space and deployed some satellites. And yeah. We're gonna go ahead and skip forward to the in-space Raptor engine relight demo because that's next on Starship 37 here. So yeah, we're gonna go right here. Just a little bit further. So yeah, there's Starship 37's engines. Alright, yeah, so yeah, there's Starship 37's engines. Yeah, so yeah. Go a little bit further. Continue back commentary. So yeah, we're gonna do right there. Start from right there. Alright, so yeah, here we are. Before Starship 37 does its in-space Raptor engine relight demo here, and it's super dark here. You can see the engines right there illuminated by the light of the venting.
Starship just successfully deployed its first ever payload. We got 8 of those Starlink simulators out, and now we are expecting the relight of a single Raptor engine. That should be coming up in just a little under a minute. We're going to be lighting just one of those Raptor sea levels in the middle there.
Yep. All right, here we go. Prepare for Starship 37's in-space Raptor engine relight demo using one of the 3 Raptor sea level engines.
This is something we're really going to have to do when we're doing orbital missions.
Get ready for Starship 37's in-space Raptor engine relight demo. Here we go.
Just a couple seconds
away until that happens. Get ready to see the engine layout and see the in-space Raptor engine relight demo happen.
Sorry, we're about 20 seconds away, so we got a little bit more time. So we are going to see one of those Raptor engines light back up.
Yep. Here we go. Okay, there's the engine layout. Here we go. Prepare for Starship 37 in-space Raptor engine relight demo. And here we go. Any second now.
Relight demo startup.
All right, here we go. Starship 37 in-space Raptor engine relight demo startup now. All right, there's the relight demo start and shutdown.
All right, looks like we confirmed the relight of one of those Raptor engines. Second time we've done that. Super exciting. Huge congrats to the
Nominal
team on
orbit
this
insertion
milestone.
there. So yeah, that's awesome.
Very
Starship
exciting
37 did its
stuff.
in-space Raptor engine relight demo.
I get to do a
We've had a little bit
here,
more
so again,
speed.
that's going to be really critical for when we're doing deorbit burns. Like as you're going through, which if you don't have one of these, my God, they're so much fun. But like you're able to actually Dan, turn it on. Light that engine. Not set my co-host on fire. And that's what we'll eventually do to, break out of orbit, come back down to Earth. So really cool to see one of those engines light back up again in space. It was our last in-space thing.
Very exciting. We're going to be heading back for re-entry at about T+45 minutes. So we're going to take another quick break, and we will see you soon.
Alright, so yeah. Starship 37 is currently above Africa right now, South Africa. Oh, we see some. Yeah. See Starship 37 right there? It's pitch black there. Just did its in-space Raptor engine relight demo. Yeah. Starship 37 is going to be getting into position for atmospheric entry here. So yeah, get ready for Starship 37's in-space, Starship 37 did its in-space Raptor engine relight demo, and now Starship 37 is going to be getting into position for atmospheric entry here. Starship 37 is currently above South Africa right now, and we're going to see Starship 37 get into position for atmospheric entry, and have a extremely fiery atmospheric entry here. Alright. Switch back to Starship 37 here. Yep, and there it is. Starship 37's flaps are now in atmospheric entry position and 40 seconds in. Starship 37's flaps are now in the atmospheric entry position, and Starship 37 is getting ready for atmospheric entry here. Okay, here we go. The flaps are in atmospheric entry position, and get ready to see the atmospheric entry heating on Starship 37. So yeah, Starship 37 is going to be going through atmospheric entry with a experimental heat shield towel test, using multiple metallic towels, including one with active cooling, and just alternative versions of Starship's heat shield. Alright, get ready for atmospheric entry here. We're now reorienting. Yeah. Here's the engines. So get ready for Starship 37 to go through atmospheric entry here, everybody. Let's continue to enjoy these awesome views here. Oh wow, that looks awesome. Oh yeah, about to go through atmospheric entry here. We're starting to see some signs of atmospheric entry here. Alright, Starship 37 is approaching atmospheric entry interface. Here we go. Alright, here we go. Starship 37 is about to go through atmospheric entry here. You can already see some signs of atmospheric entry here. Pulsating light. Yeah, it's awesome. Wow. Yep, there's the atmospheric entry heating the light right there. We're now in the position for atmospheric entry. But now heat shield first. And going through atmospheric entry here, everybody. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, look at all that light. Definitely some light from atmospheric entry heating right there. Starship 37 is 100% going through atmospheric entry right now. We're now in the beginning phase of atmospheric entry. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. You see, that's the aft flap you're looking at right there. It's moving a little bit. Yeah, Starship 37's engines right there looking awesome. After everything that they went through during the ascent. And yeah, his engine's looking fine right there. Perfectly fine. And yeah, there's the forward flaps right there. So yeah, we're now finally getting to test the new Starship design changes here. With the redesigned forward flaps, yeah, the redesigned forward flaps are going to get a lot less atmospheric entry heating because they're redesigned. They're shifted leeward, and yeah, they're shifted away from the heat shield. And yeah, definitely going to see the Starship version 2 the new Starship version 2 upgrades pulled up here. Yeah, it's time to see the Starship version 2 upgrades really showed their performance here. Yeah, look at that. The aft flaps right there. Yeah, you can see right there on the aft flaps right there, you can see the Dragon spacecraft decal right there.
We are back. We are about 45 minutes into the 10th flight test of Starship.
Yeah.
And as you can see, the light show has started. Re-entry has begun. We are starting to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. We're moving about
going over Madagascar right now.
We're about to start barreling through the Earth's atmosphere and head for a splashdown in the Indian Ocean. We don't plan to recover the spacecraft today.
Yep.
But if we do make it all the way down to the water, who knows? But the goal of this part of the flight is to learn as much as we can about the ship's heat shield. A fully reusable, rapidly reusable heat shield for a spacecraft has never been done before. It's one of
going through atmospheric entry.
Challenges still out there.
I'm believing that active cooling tile probably sprays out oxidizer or water or who knows, maybe a little bit of both maybe. So yeah, Starship 37 looking nominal during atmospheric entry here so far. Yeah, you can see atmospheric entry heating right there, the plasma heating. So yeah, you see the plasma right there. That looks awesome. So yeah, Starship 37 is going through atmospheric entry, and this one's going to be very intense here. So yeah, Starship 37 looking nominal so far.
History, a lot of times this is
Starship 37 looking nominal through atmospheric entry here so far.
An insight blackout where that plasma sheath builds up around the outside of the spacecraft that blocks all of your signals that are trying to fight through to talk to either satellites out in space.
Oh yeah, so yeah, there's Starship 37's engines right there. Yeah, Starship 37 going through atmospheric entry right now, and everything's looking nominal so far. Atmospheric entry, and oh my God, what was that?
That's not what we want to see. So we just saw some of the aft skirt.
Oh my
God,
Godzilla.
Take a hit.
Oh my Godzilla. It looks like we experienced an energetic event at the aft skirt of Starship 37.
Stressing the ship as we go through this, so it is not.
I don't think that would be that much of a big issue here. I believe that was just a little energetic event right there, probably a spike in overpressure, like right next to the skirt of Starship 37's engine bay right there. And yeah, I think it might have been probably a engine show line rupture a little bit.
Next version of Starship. So 47 minutes, 45 seconds into the flight. Excitement ticking.
You just had an energetic event right there, but that should not be that much of an issue. Everything's still looking nominal.
It's going to take about 20 minutes
or so.
Until
some little bit of debris falling away.
than 6 minutes into the flight.
Yeah. You can see
Yeah,
the
and
plasma
one day
heating right
Starship
there.
is designed to land on Mars, where there are obviously no runways or other humans to help us out. So we are doing
Yeah,
propulsive
Starship,
landing
of course,
instead
is
of
designed
our
to land on
traditional means,
Mars.
such as parachutes. And propulsive landing enables
Get ready
us to
for it
have
to
more
turn
rapid
daytime here as we
reusability
get
with these
closer to the
vehicles.
Indian Ocean. Alright, we are
Yeah,
slowly
the
starting to
ship
slow
itself,
down.
it's a little
Slowing
over
down.
50 meters tall. We've got those 6 engines on board, the 3 vacuum, the 3 sea level, and they're down in that aft skirt region, which,
Yep, all the flaps have full control of Starship 37 here.
right, so at
Oh
this
yeah,
point,
so
the
the
flaps
aft
have
skirt
control.
right
That means
there,
we're
the engine
getting into
bay,
a
part of
dense
the
enough
aft
part of the
skirt, and
atmosphere
the engine bay right there
that
is
the
a
flaps
little
can
bit
start
damaged.
controlling us. We're not
Where the
only
skirt is
reliant
at.
on
Yeah.
those kind of reaction control system thrusters.
We're going to continue hearing some callouts as the ship makes its way back to Earth. So when we
Yeah.
hear entry max heating and entry max Q, that will mean the ship has made it through the maximum heating and aerodynamic loads it will experience as it returns. So if it
Oh
makes
wow,
it through
look,
those,
oh my goodness, look at all that
I'd say we're
debris
doing
falling
pretty
here.
well.
Right where
I
that
will say
energetic
I'm
event
happy
was.
Re-entry cleaned off this camera for us. It was a little dirty from the weather, so thank you, Plasma, for giving us this view as we start coming down.
Yeah, the plasma heating looking awesome here. Yeah. Magenta pink here.
The hit we saw to the skirt, definitely interesting. I will note, when we started doing these missing tile tests, we were intentionally removing them only in the skirt. That's not over your fuel tanks or anything else. That's kind of structurally critical for keeping the entire vehicle
I
together.
believe that
Obviously
definitely
exposes
was
your
a
engines.
engine chill
So
line
that could do
rupture.
some things for our landing burn, but for now we are obviously continuing with this re-entry. We are committed. Indian Ocean, here we come. 50 minutes since launch.
Oh my
See
god.
those colors start to build up a little bit. We are at the point where we're in dense enough atmosphere that the flaps have control.
Yeah, Starship 37 going
It's
through
about
atmospheric
74
entry.
kilometers in altitude.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that atmospheric entry heating right
You're
there.
starting to see some sunlight. So
The forward flaps are getting less atmospheric entry
so
heating
we
now
have data
that
that
they're
the sun should actually
redesigned.
come up over the horizon
Finally
on
testing
Starship
out the
in
new
about 3
Starship
minutes.
version 2
So
upgrades.
as we get a
Yeah,
little
finally
bit
testing
further
out the
into
Starship
this
version 2
re-entry,
upgrades
that
here.
inky black below you is going
You
to
can see
start
the
to
catch
look
pin right
like
there
clouds
at
and
the
hopefully
bottom.
a bright blue ocean
You can see that.
as we make our way
Yeah, you
down
can see the
to
catch
the
pin
other
right
side
there,
of the planet.
right next to that, to the timer right there. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's
We've
if
got
you're looking at
these
the aft
cameras.
flap.
These cameras are really cool. We added these several flights ago, looking directly at the flaps as not just the heat shield, but these flaps, how they're able to control the
The
vehicle.
light show. Atmospheric
that
entry.
re-entry, the seal locations, so kind of where they connect to the
See
ship
that little piece
itself
flapping
are some
around
of
right
these
there?
critical.
Oh yeah,
We
it's
will
definitely
do
gonna
missing
fall
tiles
off here.
on
It's
those,
falling
but
off.
we're
That
trying
little
to-
piece right there at the bottom of the aft
we're
flap
kinda
right there is
beating
on the
Starship
loose.
a little bit. We're really trying to put it through the paces and kind of poke on what some of its weak points are. I mean, we even have missing tiles
Oh
over
my
some of those
God,
fuel tank
Starship
sections of
37
the
is
ship
still
itself.
holding strong
So
here through
we're really
atmospheric
trying
entry
to see
heating,
what our
even with that
limits.
little
Doing this over completely empty area
energetic
over
event
here.
right there. Oh yeah, look at that.
Look at our Raptors there. We are assuming we make it all the way down to the ocean in one piece. We will attempt to flip and a landing burn.
Oh
We
yeah.
do have at least one buoy.
All right, 70
Everybody's
kilometers
favorite
above
camera
Earth.
person out in the
Yeah,
Indian
70
Ocean
kilometers
right
above
now,
Earth.
being powered by
We do
Starship.
have one
So
buoy camera out
that's
there.
at our planned landing location. So if we're able to get any live views of the ship, that'll essentially tell you that we nailed our target. Able to do that on our 6th flight test, do it in the daytime, which was really exciting.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Just look at that. Oh my goodness, look at all that debris falling off. Oh my Godzilla. Look at that. Starship 37 going through extremely fiery
Right, so we're
atmospheric
about
entry here.
10 minutes until we're probably going to start hearing some of the other big milestones coming up.
Yep.
Yep, in about 10 minutes, like Dan said, Starship will be transonic.
Oh, I see the
This is
sunlight.
going
I
to
see
be
the sunlight.
period of flight where the velocities of airflow
I
surrounding
see the
and
sunlight
flowing
right
past
there.
the
We're
vehicle
crossing
are
into
concurrently
daytime
below,
here.
at and
Oh
above
yeah.
the speed of sound.
We're getting
so
close to
somewhere
the
in
Indian
range
Ocean
of
here.
Mach 0.8 to 1.2. For reference, commercial jets have a range of cruising speeds, but most of them fly at speeds between Mach 0.74 and Mach 0.85. So that's 480 to 575 miles per hour, or 770 to 930 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
And after transonic comes subsonic. That just means you're slower than the speed of sound. We're still well in excess of that right now.
So after atmospheric
But by the
entry, we're
time
going to
we
be
hit
transonic, then subsonic.
We're essentially belly flopping down. There we go. There's that sunlight. So we're seeing the Earth now come back into view.
Yeah, Starship
One of the other
37
things we're
is
doing
making
during
it.
this, and you're going to see Starship kind of pitch in some pretty, not extreme ways, but a little extreme, as we're trying to really stress the structure of it, of the ship itself, specifically those aft flaps, so the ones in the very bottom of the vehicle. We're pushing not just how well does the heat shield hold up, but how well does the ship structure hold up. We are pushing it beyond essentially what we think we'll have to fly at to do something like a return to launch site.
Yeah.
So again,
Oh yeah, we're crossing into daytime now.
ride downhill, but we're doing that by design. We're really trying to find what are the edges that we can operate at, build up a good data set. But
Yeah.
sun is up, clouds and water down below us.
Oh yeah, we can
are
see
just
the
about 10
clouds
minutes,
right
we're a
there.
little less than 10 minutes now until we start hitting
And the sunlight.
transonic
and
and
of course
subsonic.
the
Once we hit
ocean.
subsonic, we're basically
Yeah.
just belly flopping.
Alright, yeah. Everything looking normal here. 54 minutes, 54 seconds into Starship Flight 10. We are making it through atmospheric entry here. Starship 37 is still holding strong here. I can see the heat shield part of Starship 37 right there, tempering right there. It's starting to get discolored from the atmospheric entry heating right there. You can see the rainbow discoloration. Yeah. This is basically Starship 37 going through a fiery atmospheric entry right now, with a little bit of damage to the engine bay on the aft skirt from an energetic event that happened
So about
with the
55 and a half minutes in, you
with
can
the
see the sun is
engine
up
show
again. We
line.
intentionally designed
Oh
these
yeah, look at
flights
that
to
G-force.
lift off in the evening here, so we get these daylight views, so we can get as good a video as possible on the ship, assuming we make it all the way down. Got at least one buoy powered by Starlink that's out there.
Yep.
In the landing zone in the
The
Indian
buoy
Ocean.
camera is powered by
Hopefully giving us a
Starlink
view
here.
again. If you see any live
Of
views,
course, the cameras on
not from
Starship
the ship
37 are
itself,
powered by
that
Starlink
means
as
we
well.
nailed our landing target.
Alright, Starship 37 has passed maximum
Alright, we just heard the call out that we're
atmospheric
past
entry
peak
heating.
so things
Awesome.
are looking good so far.
Looking good.
Oh yeah. See the flaps moving?
And at this point, again, the flaps.
You see a little bit of heating on the catch pin right there. Yeah, we're going to be simulating a Mechazilla catch using those catch pins right there.
Just maintain control, maintain attitude of the vehicle as we're coming down.
Yeah, we are slowing down rapidly. Yeah, Starship 37 is still holding strong here, everybody. This is awesome. Atmospheric entry redemption. Yeah, look at all that fiery stuff flying away.
Checking in on one of our flaps. We got one of these cameras on all four of the flaps, two in the front, two in the back, giving us
Oh dear.
really good
See a little bit of
close-up views.
something. Yeah.
As we obviously don't have a camera that can see the entire heat shield.
Yeah, because that's impossible to put a camera right where the heat
but
shield's
looking at
at.
those
It
flaps
will
is
get
really-
burned off
those are just,
immediately.
super critical for controlling a ship. You have some ability to maneuver kind of cross range. So as
Yeah,
as
Starship
coming in,
37
you
is
can
making
see,
it.
You can see that in that indicator at the very bottom
Oh
right.
my Godzilla, look at
that
that.
we pitched up quite a bit. So again, we are.
Look at that, Starship 37's aft flap right there, looks a little bit burnt right there.
Looks like we got a little bit of burn through the very bottom part of it.
Yeah.
Everything
Still looking
good,
nominal.
maintaining control.
Yeah.
We should be just about 5 minutes away until we hear that we're transonic.
Yeah. Yeah, atmospheric entry looking incredible. You can see the clouds in the ocean right there, and it's daytime now. It's now turned from nighttime to daytime now. As you can see, the aft flap right there is experiencing some burn through a little bit there, due to that energetic event that happened at 47 minutes in Starship Flight 10. Oh boy, see debris falling away there. You can see the stainless steel showing signs of rainbow discoloration. You can see the rainbow discoloration on the stainless steel. Yeah.
Again, we
Across
are
1 hour into
intentionally
Starship
stressing
Flight
the
10.
flaps,
Oh
so
yeah,
we learn all we
G-force has
can.
increased a lot. 1.9 G-force, now a 2.0 G-force.
Alright, so now we're already well past peak heating.
Yeah, 2 G's. G-force. It's
About
looking good.
48, 49, counting down to 48 kilometers in altitude. Expecting that transonic to come, so transitioning between the speed of sound and subsonics lower than the speed of sound in just a little under 4 minutes from now.
Yep.
Right now we've got kind of a lot of forward momentum, a lot of forward velocity.
G-force is decreasing a little bit.
Eventually by the time we hit subsonic. Alright, here we go. So this is what we've been talking about, where we are going to essentially try to fully deploy those aft flaps and really stress them out. So again,
fully deploying
this
the
is
aft
meant
flaps.
to test the extremes for the vehicle.
Pushing Starship 37 to the limits here. See how it goes. Oh my God, look at that. Yeah. Doing some aerodynamic
Alright.
testing, and we're 1 hour into SpaceX Starship 10th orbital test flight
See
right there,
those
guys.
flaps
And Kaiju fans
swinging
and
out?
everybody.
Again, we
Wow,
are
Starship
putting
37
shit through the
is
ringer on this flight.
looking burnt, but is still holding strong and is still going. Yeah. Starship 37 is burnt, but is still going.
It's like we're still maintaining control.
Yep, we're still maintaining control here. Starship 37 is a strong one here. You see the stainless steel rainbow discoloration right there. Yeah, the rainbow discoloration on the stainless steel. Definitely turning this
Alright, flaps
into
are in
a
their paycheck today.
fully
Getting
flight-proven
through that
Starship
stressing.
spacecraft here.
Definitely things looking good so far. We're
Yeah.
about 2 minutes out now from Starship becoming transonic.
One cool thing to note as we get some of those views showing kind of the whole length of the ship, one of the changes we made after Flight 6 was to change the tile line a little bit. So we had kind of scaled back the number of tiles significantly, as when we go to catch these ships, you don't want to, I think as Elon said, you don't want to shuck the ship as you catch it and knock all those tiles off. So we knew
Yeah,
we were
Starship
gonna
37's
peel
ocean
back
landing is coming up
that
here.
layer a little bit, and the first time we did it was on Flight 6, and we saw kind of wrinkling and dimples almost in the ship as we were creating these hot spots and uneven parts of the heat shield.
Of course, we got
And so
the heat shield and then the ablative
address that,
strip,
smooth that out, so
the
we
strip
got
of
that nice
ablative
smooth
layer
metal
on both
black
sides
line
of
on
Starship
the ship, and just
37's
looking at it, we could
sides
see
right there, where there are
kind
no
of
heat shield
a little bit of
tiles.
hot spot, a little bit of warping almost near the payload door. You can see a little bit of colored patina up above it, but we don't see those kind of deep, they almost look like gouges on that. So it looks like that's been pretty successful. So
Yeah.
all right, we are less than a minute away from hitting transonic. Again, pretty soon our forward velocity is going to look like it's kind of falling off a cliff, and Starship will look like it's falling off a cliff as we essentially go into our belly flop. If you watch some of the high altitude tests or suborbital campaigns, we were able to test that. It was a pretty fundamental, like, can this thing actually fly?
Yeah.
And we were able
Well,
to
I mean, of
prove
course
that
it
out
can
in this
actually
orbital
fly.
campaign. And that's what we're about to
You ready
see
to get into
shortly
position
here.
for the descent down to the Indian Ocean here? We're now going transonic here. Slowing down rapidly. Starship 37 is about to become transonic, and then will afterwards become subsonic.
Alright, so at this point, we've dropped below the speed of sound, so Starship itself is subsonic.
Starship 37 is transonic.
We are starting to chill the engines for a landing burn attempt.
Yep. Alright, Starship 37 is descending.
Landing flip supposed
And now
to
Starship 37
start
is
in
subsonic.
a little over 2 minutes. Subsonic Indian Ocean, we're on our way.
Starship is subsonic.
Yeah, Starship 37 is subsonic.
There we go.
Now below the speed of sound. We survived atmospheric entry, now time
Farewell
to
space.
descend down. Oh yeah. Starship 37 is descending down to the Indian Ocean for its ocean landing and Mechazilla
Right, so
catch.
coming up in
Simulated
just a little under 2
Mechazilla
minutes,
catch.
so we're going to do the flip and the burn. So we're only using those 3 center Raptor engines, the sea levels, the ones that can kind of gimbal, that can move around and steer. Dipping the nose down a little bit.
Yeah. Flap looking a little bit burnt right there on the bottom, but still looking nice. Still looking awesome.
2 of our engines chilled in, waiting on 1 more. So again, we'll attempt to use 3 burns for that initial flip. We eventually go down to just 2 Raptors for the end of
Right.
the landing burn.
7 kilometers above Earth. Yes, look at that.
Just about 1 minute now from that landing flip and landing burn start.
Alright, get ready for Starship 37. Let's do its ocean landing burn and simulated virtual Mechazilla catch in the Indian Ocean here. It's time for the finale of SpaceX Starship 10th orbital test flight. Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. Starship 37 is slowing down rapidly, 4 kilometers above Earth. Yeah. Alright, there.
Structurally, we're looking good. Got good pressures in our nose cone for everything.
Everything looking nominal.
It's about 30 seconds.
30 seconds until the ocean
Yeah, we're
landing.
going to look for the flip. So Starship's doing its belly flop right now. We're going to do the flip. Swing out. Let's punch through some clouds first.
Yeah, we're going through the clouds here. Alright, here we go. Starship 37 is about to head into its final resting place now. And here we go. It's time for Starship 37 to do its ocean landing burn. And here we go. Here we go, everybody. This is it.
Starship landing burn startup.
Starship 37 ocean landing burn startup. Waiting for visual confirmation. And there's visual confirmation. And yep, Starship 37 has flipped. It's now vertical. And there it is. Starship 37 is hitting the ocean. And yeah, Starship 37 has landed. Yep, Starship 37 has landed. And that is the end of SpaceX Starship 10th orbital test flight. And kaboom! Starship 37 has exploded right after it tumbled down onto its side. And that is the end of SpaceX Starship 10th orbital test flight. First ever successful Starship version 2 test flight. Yes.
Farewell, Ship 37. Thank you, Buoy Cam.
Farewell, Starship. Farewell, Starship 37.
Splash out of the Indian Ocean. There we go.
Awesome.
All right. That was pretty awesome.
Incredible
That was
flight
cool, right?
today for both ship and booster.
Yeah, really incredible. So obviously we're excited here. It looks like everybody's excited over there. Tyler, how's it going over in Hawthorne?
We are super excited here in Hawthorne. It was another exciting Starship flight test in the books, and we hope you enjoyed those Starlink views. So congratulations to the team at Starbase and everyone here and around the company. So many employees have contributed enormously to the Starship program as we continue to iterate and make progress towards a multi-planetary future. So that's going to wrap it up for us here in Hawthorne. Thank you to everyone for tuning in today. It was great being with you today. Back to you guys.
Awesome.
Absolutely incredible. Huge congrats to all the teams here. Again, we lifted off from Starbase, Texas, right at the top of our window at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. We saw Booster successfully lift us up through ascent, had a successful hot staging where ship continued on with its suborbital trajectory. Booster came back down, had that boost back burn, and a successful landing burn with that unique
awesome
engine configuration as well.
Yep.
And then ship continued on its way, made it all the way into space. We got to see first ever payload deploy.
So exciting.
That was awesome. We got the door open, 8 Starlink simulators deployed, relit that Raptor engine, and then on entry we probably gave it a little bit of extra time in the oven, but made it all the way through re-entry. All 3 engines started up, landing flips, splashdown in the Indian Ocean. Promised maximum excitement. Starship delivered. So,
Yes.
congratulations, all of our teammates here at SpaceX. It's been a year. Everybody that's worked on this program, this is what we're working for. So, big congrats to all of them. Thank you to all of our future customers, too, for your support.
And we'd also like to thank the fine people of Cameron County, including the residents of its newest city, Starbase, as well as the Coast Guard, the Federal Aviation Administration, the Government of Mexico, and the Australian Space Agency.
Be sure to stay tuned to SpaceX on X for updates, more of the views. This is just a tiny amount of the views. We have so many views that we didn't get to feature on the broadcast, so we're going to be going through that over the next couple of days, and we'll be posting it all there.
Yeah, if you're interested in more launch coverage, head on over to spacex.com/launches for the most up-to-date information.
Yeah.
We actually recently rolled out a new departure board featuring our upcoming launches with details like mission name, launch and landing site, and liftoff time. So be sure to check it out.
All right.
Yeah.
We just launched the world's biggest rocket. Again, dropped a couple satellites off, suborbital.
Incredible payload deploy for today.
Nailed that double header into the ocean, splashdown, time to go through the data. Really crazy cool to hit all those objectives today.
Yeah, huge shout out to all the teams who make this look easy. And thanks to all of you for tuning in, and we will see you back here for Flight 11. Good night.
Awesome. Well, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, SpaceX Starship 10th orbital test flight fully complete and full success. Next up, SpaceX Starship 11th orbital test flight, featuring Starship 38 and Super Heavy Booster 15. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, there you have it right there. That was SpaceX Starship 10th orbital test flight live event on Godzilla King _954 to 23. So yeah, there you have it right there. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start the outro now, and yeah, just like that, that's the end of SpaceX Starship 10th orbital test flight, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. That was absolutely awesome. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, there you have it right there. That was the end of Starship Flight 10 right there. And yeah, next up, Starship Flight 11. So yeah, that's the end of that. And yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, let's go ahead and give the outro now. Alright, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, that was absolutely awesome, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. SpaceX Starship 10th orbital test flight was a full, complete success, and we had full Starship redemption. So yeah, Starship version 2 finally did its first ever successful launch. And yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, that was just absolutely awesome. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, SpaceX Starship 10th orbital test flight was absolutely awesome. Starship 37 and Booster 16 lifted off successfully, right on time, and lifted off successfully from Orbital Launch Site 1 at Starbase's launch site, and went into ascend, went through max Q. Starship 37 and Booster 16 did a successful hot stage separation. Booster 16 did a successful boost back burn, and yeah, and then descended down and landed in the Gulf of America with that simulated virtual Mechazilla catch and experimental ocean landing burn. And yeah, that was Booster 16's journey there, and Starship 37 made it into space with a completely nominal ascent burn. And yeah, Starship 37 deployed its 8 Starlink simulator satellites, relit one of its Raptor engines, and then successfully went through atmospheric entry and landed in the Indian Ocean with its own Raptor engine-powered ocean landing and simulated Mechazilla catch in the Indian Ocean. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, that was absolutely awesome, and I am super, super excited for SpaceX Starship 11th orbital test flight on Godzilla King _ Nax 54 to 23 soon. So, yeah, get ready for more videos coming on October 30th, 2025. So, yeah, this video will definitely be posted on October 30th, 2025. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, get ready for the SpaceX Starship 11th orbital test flight videos on Godzilla King _ Nax 54 to 23 soon on October 30th, 2025, aka Halloween Eve 2025. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, so yeah, I want to say welcome to October 2025, and yeah, we're now pretty much now 1 day away until Halloween 2025 comes. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, get ready for the biggest day of the Halloween spooky season month soon, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, that's going to be it for the video. Hope you Godzilla and Kaiju fans enjoyed it. And yeah, get ready for SpaceX Starship 11th orbital test flight on Godzilla King _ Nax 54 to 23 coming soon on October 30th, 2025. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, bye-bye now. See you in the Starship Flight 11 videos. Bye-bye now. Alright, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, that was absolutely awesome. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, that was SpaceX Starship 10th orbital test flight for you, and yeah, that was absolutely awesome. Yeah, this video was a lot of fun to make, and yeah, I definitely appreciate it, and I hope all of you liked the video as well. And yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, also I got something new for all of you. I now have a Godzilla shirt now. So yeah, this is my new Godzilla shirt. I hope you all like it a whole lot. Yeah, it's my new Godzilla shirt. Definitely my best shirt so far yet. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do like the videos and subscribe to Godzilla King _ Nax 54 to 23 to become a member of Team Godzilla and to get our YouTube channel to 100 subscribers on YouTube. And for more extremely awesome Godzilla King _ Nax 54 to 23 YouTube videos on our YouTube channel. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody, that's going to be the end of the SpaceX Starship 10th Orbital Test Flight live event video on Godzilla King _ Nax 54 to 23. Hope you Godzilla and Kaiju fans enjoyed it, and me and Godzilla will see you all in the SpaceX Starship 11th Orbital Test Flight videos on Godzilla King _ Nax 54 to 23. So, yeah, bye-bye now, Godzilla and Kaiju fans and everybody. See you all in the Starship Flight 11 videos on our YouTube channel soon. Bye-bye now.